Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Steve B again in the house, and tonight I'm joined with my special guest, my very good friend Maggie. Say hello, Maggie.
Hey.
Uh, Maggie's far away, and we've been talking about doing an interview because she liked the interview that I did with my girlfriend Caitlin a few months ago, and we were talking about doing an interview, and we live very far apart, so we were talking just now, and we just came up with this setup. Say hello again. And so anyway, here we go. So first off,
We're making it work.
we're making it work. Yeah, this is our technical technical magic that we made, wizardry we made work. So Maggie, tell us a little bit about your diagnosis and where we met each other at.
Okay, so the first and only time that I was ever hospitalized was at Forbes Hospital, and that's where I met you.
That was the first. That was
they
only the first and
diagnosed-
only time. That's crazy. First
Yeah.
time. It's my first time.
Yeah, I was a seventh floor virgin, I guess you'd say.
7 North.
But
It's fucking hell.
But,
7 North is fucking hell.
I have bipolar manic depression with psychosis, and later diagnosed with PTSD, and later diagnosed with postpartum depression after the birth of my daughter.
Right. So that was like 3 or 4 years ago that you and I met. Would you say has things got better since then? Like I know you're probably on different medications than you were back then. Is stuff got better?
Well, I fought my medications in the hospital for the first week that I was there. I was there a total of 12 days, and the first week I fought taking the pills, and it was eventually brought up to me that I was either going to take them or they're going to give me a shot.
Yep.
And
Been there.
forced on me.
They gave me a shot in the ass. They gave me a shot in the ass once.
And then I was like, well, give me the shot. And
No, you don't want
so
that.
they did, and then eventually, I didn't like having to be, sedated, so. But, I mean, if you want to talk about, what brought me to the hospital, there was just so much chaos, and I know that with bipolar, they talk about the rapid thought process where you just, can't control your thoughts.
Yeah.
They're just...
It's constant. It's one idea bounces off another idea, and you can't keep it all down, and it's overwhelming. Would you describe it like that?
Right, and that's when delusions started, and
Yep.
I was also not sleeping well, so it made the delusions worse and more poignant, to the point where I was having full-blown auditory and visual hallucinations.
Psychosis, basically.
Psychosis.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Where I thought that, yeah.
I had that. I've had that.
Yeah,
I've written it down. I've written that shit down while it was going on, and I go back and reread that shit sometimes, and it scares the hell out of me. You're not the same person.
No. Not at all.
Now, I know, I talked to you maybe 2 months ago, and we reconnected on Facebook and started talking. I know I can't remember what it was that I wrote on my Facebook, and you kind of made me check myself or something. You were like, yo, Steve, what's going on, Steve? I know something's going on, Steve, basically.
Yeah. Well, I think that's helpful when you do know people who have similar diagnosis as you, to just be able to recognize when somebody else is like kind of in crisis.
Exactly. It's
'Cause
like
I feel
rapid. It's like rapid posts on Facebook, and like you're saying irrational things, or like, there's like a panic in your posts almost. Right? Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's You can. Yeah. Exactly. It takes one to know one. Right.
Yeah. Because a lot of people that don't have the diagnosis and from the outside looking in, they think that you're just like doing like a cry for attention or making it up as you go along. And I run into that a lot with my fiance. He doesn't quite believe me about when I'm in a psychosis. Like, he thinks that I could just turn it off.
Right. Yeah,
And
you told me about that.
It's been hard to explain to him that, like, no one would choose to think irrationally and think that people are out to get them. Like, in my case, my psychosis usually presents itself as paranoia, like severe paranoia that my fiance is trying to kill me. And it's interesting that you asked me, like, have my symptoms gotten any better or any worse, like, since the hospital? And it's like, I've gotten better, older, more mature, but so has the psychosis. Like,
is it like
more
it evolved? Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't had a psychosis, knock on wood, for like almost, like a month and a half. My last big one was at the end of the July, so I guess I'm not even that far away from my last one.
And
I didn't have one all of September.
What do you think?
August.
What do you think? What do you think triggered all this? Because you said a lot. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's been going on this year. Like, what?
COVID, the death of my aunt, struggling through classes. I was going for CNA classes. I couldn't miss a single day.
Yeah.
The stress of working in a nursing home. The stress of subsequently quitting that job because it was just too much to, like, emotionally handle. Taking care of those people when I could barely take care of myself in a day.
Right.
And my daughter was taken care of. I'm starting to see, like, a lot of limitations that I didn't really have when I was quote unquote normal, before, like, I had these diagnoses. And I've just noticed how much it's so weird because it's like I went backwards, but I went forwards at the same time. Like, I handle things better than I have ever handled things, but I'm still crippled by my diagnosis in a way.
It's always gonna be there. You know what I mean? I'm diagnosed bipolar 1, and it's the same thing as what you said. It's like, I'm not the same bipolar 1 person I was when I was 24 years old. Like, and you've, like, you have a, like, I know I'm older than you, but, like, I got a whole, like, 12 years of, like, memories and stories of things and like, real messed up things that I've done, and, like, I've put other people through, and, like, my family through.
Yep.
And
that's another thing that people don't get. Like, if you wanted to choose this life, why would you choose something that's so detrimental to the people that you love? that have to deal with you on a daily basis.
Yep.
Like, I would give anything to just have a normal relationship with Drew where I wasn't wrapping my arm through the cribs, like the structure of the crib, so that, like, if you tried me, it would break the crib and there would be evidence of a struggle. Like, why do I have to think that way?
Right, I know it's, oh my God. And I know you go through different stuff than me, like on your end. It's completely different for you.
It's really religious. Like,
really?
I'm Jesus, like, or I'm Mother Earth, like
spiritual stuff. Because I know that you, like, in our first take we got into it a little bit, but I know that when I first met you, that like that you were your thoughts were like a lot about, like, I don't want to say it without hurting your feelings. You were like out there, Maggie. You were really out there. I remember when I met you.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It was like a mixture of like alien stuff and like witchy type stuff and like stuff with God, stuff with Jesus. I couldn't even, like, every day that we talked, like, was something new.
Like,
yeah.
Like, and it all started, like, I can pin down when it started. It was 2 weeks before I entered the hospital. I met this guy on Tinder, and his name was Alex.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I became obsessed with Alex. Like, we met once, walked around the point, and from that day on, like, I was obsessed with him. And
was he like,
somehow
say again? Your last thing you said got cut off.
I wanted to, like, not be obsessed with him, and I deleted his number and I added it back, and I deleted it again and added it back, but I didn't remember his number, so I was texting this, like, number that wasn't even his, like, blowing it up. And how you were saying how I wasn't making any sense, like, that's what I was texting to, like, all my friends and this Alex guy. And then in my head, because he wasn't responding, because it wasn't his number anymore, I thought he killed himself. And his ghost was haunting.
Oh, God.
And then
that sounds familiar.
It was not just his ghost. Yeah, it wasn't just his ghost, which would talk to me in the shower. Like, when I went and took a bath and went under the water, I could hear it. Like, for some reason, I was showering like 6 times a day, wasn't getting any sleep, and talking to ghosts. And I had flashbacks of my ex chasing me through the hallways of my apartment that I was staying in, and I was writing in a journal, and I lit it on fire in the bathtub, and the whole apartment was filled with smoke. And I right before I went into the hospital, I panicked and I called my roommate, who at this point had
Wait, were you in college? You were in college, right?
No.
So you, okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting, because I know you were a lot younger. Not that much younger. You're living with one of your girlfriends.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt. My bad.
No, it's okay.
I didn't know if you were like burning down a dorm room or something. I was just.
No, it was an apartment building.
Gotcha.
And I, like, historically have always burned my journals when I went through, like a mental breakdown.
Uh-huh.
So I think that was, like, me trying to, like, appease the mental breakdown gods, but in a, like, fucked up way. And I saw, do you remember who Robin Williams is? I think everybody should know who
of course.
Williams is, but I saw him in my rearview mirror, and he was talking to me about suicide. And this was right around the eclipse.
Oh God.
Do you remember that?
I've had some weird experiences with eclipses before, definitely. And like I have some stuff on film that if you go through my shit, if you feel like it. But yeah. What was your experience with the eclipse?
I just really felt that I was going to... I'm going to step into the dark, but the light's going to come on in a second. There we go. I really felt like I was going to die soon, that everybody was going to die soon, and I was trying to reconcile with this spirit of Alex, and meanwhile sending hundreds of text messages to this number that wasn't even his anymore a day.
It was like a dead phone number.
Like GPS on, and just like my GPS was like taking me to places, but like I wasn't punching anything in, or maybe that was like a delusion. But I was just driving all around Pittsburgh, like, looking for this ghost. And I, like, drove down to Seven Springs, too. Like, 6 hours away.
I'm gonna let you tell your story, but I got so many things that you're saying sound exactly like some bullshit that I would have done. So many things. Like, all right, you ever
it makes total sense. Like, you're just doing what you need to do to survive, and it's like it doesn't even make sense to anybody else but you.
Right. You're on like some kind of mission or like a journey, and it's almost like you're in a video game sometimes. And you're like,
or a movie.
Like you're playing
scripted out.
Like you're playing Zelda Ocarina of Time, and you're playing songs on your ocarina, and it will like open up like passageways down some hallway to a monster. Like, it's just like crazy stuff like that your imagination makes you think is real. Like, so many different things can happen whenever your mind is like it's a creativity thing, but like it could kill the shit out of you. Am I right? I don't know if I lost you. You still there? It's like anything could happen. Any fucking thing could happen. Anything could happen. And then afterwards, you're like, how did I live through this? When you come to.
Exactly. Yeah, because like I was just driving aimlessly around Pittsburgh, like fast as hell.
Fast as hell. Yup. You feel like you're in a race car drive or something. It's sometimes. That's the way I was. It's sometimes pushing your car to the max. I'll tell you. Let me tell you something real quick. This one time, and it was very recently, I was driving through the Squirrel Hill tunnels, and thank God that there was absolutely no traffic because there was a snowstorm and there was ice on the road, and basically there was nobody driving at like 3:00 in the morning. And I pushed my car to 120 miles per hour straight through the Squirrel Hill tunnels, had no idea what was on the other side of the tunnel that I could have, completely fucked myself up. You're just flying by the seat of your goddamn pants.
Yeah.
basically. It's fucked up. That wasn't even that long ago either. Damn.
Were you in a psychosis? Or were you just dicking around?
No, I wasn't right. I thought my car was a spaceship. And I was on a mission that I had to get to the Rivers Casino in like 10 minutes from where I was at. So I was like, yeah, flying as fast as I could from Swissvale to Rivers Casino. But yeah, I pushed my car to 120 miles an hour through the Squirrel Hill Tunnel at one point. But like the fact that there was a timer, like there was an imaginary timer that I had to get there at 3:30 or something. If I didn't get there at 3:30, the world was gonna explode. Crazy shit like that. But anyway, I'm gonna cut this right here because this video is getting long as hell. Did you want to say anything else before I shut it down?
Just keep moving. If you have these diagnoses, just keep searching for answers and just keep fighting the good fight. Like, don't give up, because it does get easier. Even if things get more complicated, your resilience is what will outweigh the damages.
Yeah. Don't let the illness own you. You gotta try to own, well, you gotta eventually own the illness or you're gonna get killed. Yeah. Something really bad's gonna happen, or you're gonna do something bad to somebody else.
You gotta own it, and you gotta make it work for you.
Yeah.
And you have to have a good support system, because if not, you're just gonna end up in the loony bin.
You're gonna end up in the loony bin. You're gonna end up in the state hospital, and you're gonna be like property of the damn government, basically. If you don't get your shit straight, it's gonna happen. Trust me, I was close.
Never give up.
Never give up. All right, peace out, everybody. Keep healthy. Bye.